Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson. We're in the studio again with another great episode for you. And you already know with me, I got my co-host, your boy, Mr.
1-3, back again.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. And we know, Donovan, man, it's another special episode for us today because we're here again for another recap, brother.
Yes, sir.
You know, so it feels good, man. We did a solid 15 interviews.
And from the beginning of the year without stopping.
Exactly,
Great, yeah.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? And they dropped one every single week, including recaps. You know, we summarized. We did a lot of big things, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say I'm proud of us, man. I appreciate you for doing this journey with me for sure.
Of course, bro.
Yeah, man. We really doing the damn thing, man. We really doing the damn thing, man. So, we over our last 5 episodes, we had some pretty good conversations, you know, pretty interesting conversations. You know, we kind of veered off of the talking about the Napoleon Hill's true seeds of success or, you know, traits of success. But we started just talking about a little more deeper things in life, I feel. And I felt they all were actually pretty good and really eye-opening as well.
Yeah.
So we talked to Olumide Gumdumu about the cultural comeback because, you know, he's from Africa. That's my frat brother, actually.
Yeah.
So he had a great conversation we had with him. We talked about giving with Miss Lily Collins. We talked about the value of support with Sean Torrey. You know, I found that one really powerful as well. Mr. Dean Barplans joined us to talk about confidence.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was really good. I can't wait to get to that conflict. And then our last conversation we had with Mrs. Cammie was talking about equity and education.
Which I really like just because of like her approach to what she's doing right now.
Exactly, and how she's making it happen, you know,
Yeah.
and I really salute her on her actions for that, for sure, bro. So let's go ahead and just jump into it a little bit, man. So the first episode was Olumide Gumdumu with Cultural Comeback. And so when we talked to Olumide, we kind of just talked a little bit about, you know, the cultural difference from America to Africa. You know, and, you know, him being born and raised in Africa and coming out here to America as a young child when he was like 7, I believe he said, 7 or 8.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty much young though, elementary school for sure. And he came out here and he got hit with a culture shock to, you know, one, coming to a world, a side of the world where, you know, his color isn't the main color out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He went from being a majority to minority within a plane ride. You know,
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
That's crazy to think about in a plane ride.
Yeah. That's wild. And then on top of that, the people of his color, you know, they weren't even supporting him the way that he felt that, you know, black people should be supporting each other from what he learned, from what he grew up, you know.
Right.
And like his conversation really like sparked a lot to me, you know, and it's always, I guess it really sparked that idea in me that I really need to, 1, learn more about my history.
Right.
And where I come from, and then 2, I need to visit the homeland. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go visit the motherland.
And you know, like, honestly, for me, I never really had too much of an interest to go to Africa until that conversation. Just because more so, you know, as the media kind of portrays it, it makes Africa look dirt poor or something like that all the time. But,
Right.
you know, that conversation kind of like opened my eyes a little bit, and remembering the fact that like media kind of clouds people's judgment from outside of their area. So
Exactly.
and the way he was making it sound like, well, no, when he said the conversion value of like the American dollar to the currency in Africa, I looked at my bank account and made the conversion to over there, and I'm like a quarter million away from having $1 million over there.
Oh, wow.
Right now.
Right,
so
right,
it's
right.
like, you know, I could go out there and truly live the experience and see what it's really like out there, and that's kind of like motivating, you know?
Yeah, no, and that's real, you know, that's, I always found the currency conversion always crazy, you know, the idea that my money is worth more out here than it is out there. But, you know, I think that's what really sparked me with him too, you know, his mindset is I came to America to work and earn money because I have a better opportunity to do it out here. But then once I get the money that I need and everything, I'm going back out there. And like I said, I'm living like a king.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going back out there and I'm about to live, you know, the smoothest life, wealthier life, a happier life, because not only am I living better money-wise, but my environment is better for me.
Yeah.
You know, my environment wants to help me grow. You know, and that was one thing he did say about that. His line was, you can never be a king in another man's home.
Yeah.
You know.
That was deep.
Yeah, and that's deep. And, you know, being an African-American male, you know, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of hurdles and hoops and tricks that we have to do to succeed in life.
Or even maintain at that. For
exactly.
Some of us, depending on where we are.
Depending on where we are and how we grew up and stuff like that. You know, some people not getting an opportunity, you know. So, yeah, his was a real eye-opener for me, man. So his really taught me that, you know, we need to learn more about our culture. You know, we really need to learn more about your history. And that doesn't matter what you are. You know, black, Mexican, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, whatever you are, you need to learn more about your history and your past. Your origin, you know, and start with your grandparents. You know what I'm saying? Learn about your grandparents and ask them about their parents. You know, and learn what your great-grandparents that you never met did, you know. And that's how I can start small, you know. But I feel that, you know, it's never good to live back in the past, but the past can hold some lessons that you may need. Or, you know, maybe an answer that you're probably looking for. Like, oh, wow, that makes sense. That understands why I'm like this or like that, like that. You know, look, real quick off topic, right? I was watching The Simpsons last night. They had the episode where, I love watching The Simpsons, bro. You know, that's my show, man. Come on. Anyway, I was watching The Simpsons, and they had the episode where Homer ran into his mom's for the first time ever, you know. And then Lisa was like, she said to the point of, I always wonder how I fit in the family. I never understood how I fit. But now that I met you, Grandma, I understand. It makes sense now of where I get my genetics from. You know, because she's the smarter one. You know, Bart is goofy, Homer's retarded. You know, whatever. But then Lisa's brainiac. But then she met a grandma who's also a brainiac. And then she's like, oh.
That probably brought like a different level of comfort to her.
A different level of acceptance. You know, because now you truly feel accepted. Because you're like, oh, I'm not like you guys. I'm like Grandma. That's why. You know, and that makes you feel more comfortable, you know. So I really like that, man. I really like that. And then I think for Illumina Day, for his quote, it was actually kind of more a made-up quote, but we made it work. His quote was, learn more about what's outside your boundaries to expand your boundaries. You know?
And that, again, I think I brought this up in like earlier episodes, but, you know, that leadership camp thing is like, hey, the quickest way to grow is to grow outside of your comfort zone. And that was like an excellent representation for that.
Exactly. You know, step outside your comfort zone and watch how much you grow, you know. Once you expand, you can't go back into that little space that you just came out of, you know. Once you take that shell off, you can't fit that shell again. It's time to find you a new shell. You know, I love it. I love it. So then, so let's go to our next episode, which was with Miss Lily Collins, and with her we discussed giving. Her episode was entitled Stimulated Giving, and I kind of picked her title interestingly because, you know, she was talking about how she just has this urge to teach, you know, and feel that she needs to pass on the things that she has and she knows because she wants to help. She really wants to help the younger people get up in the level, you know. And I really enjoyed it because she talks about how she sacrificed so much time, you know. She sacrificed money. She sacrificed all these things, and literally all she got in return for it, other than good karma, was applause at the show, you know, acknowledgement. That's about it, you know. But at the same time, that right there is more valuable than money. You know, that's more valuable than getting your name put in the newspaper. You know, like just the people coming up saying thank you to her and say I appreciate you, and the kids that she actually helped applauding her makes her feel special in the world. You know.
And I really kind of, I want to say appreciated that drive that she has. She found that passion that she wants to do, and went a nosedive for it. And fruits of her labor just for herself. Again, it's not about the money, it's not about the fame or recognition, it's just about the action and the energy return from it. And that just makes a world of difference, especially when you put your heart and soul into it. Exactly. And you know, her putting her heart and soul in it, it was interesting because everything didn't always work out good. You know, but things that she probably felt didn't work out good was what impacted somebody. And changed the child's life. Like how she said that she had that letter from the kid that
wrote the letter while she was in college saying, "Hey, Miss Lily, thank you for what you did for me in elementary."
Yeah.
And that really stood out for her. Like, oh wow.
She didn't even really remember who that was, but just the fact that you touched that one person just by doing what you wanted to do.
Yes.
And to help the world.
Yes.
Bro, I don't think there's a dollar amount that could ever go on that.
No, there's no dollar amount, and that's right there is what raises you up that spiritual being, back to the higher realms of life, that's what makes you, that what makes you memorable, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes people always remember you and make sure your legend always stays alive, because you're actually changing the world. You're not just throwing money at it or nothing like that. You're actually changing it on the inside a little bit,
right?
So your legend is going to live amongst all these,
eons.
Yes, eons. All the little people, you know what I'm saying? They will pass it on, keep passing it on. Oh, Lily taught me this, Lily taught me that. I learned this from Miss Lily.
Right.
And on top of that, she's being a great example because somebody's going to want to do what she's doing now. So somebody soon's going to want to, she helped me, I want to help out people now too.
Right.
So I like that. And then her quote was, be the change.
Be the change, and that sums up her whole interview right there.
Yes, exactly. She was adamant about being that change. She has to do what she has to do to change, make the impact that she feels she needs to make in life.
Right.
And it sacrifice time with family, sacrifice money, but at the same time she's being that change, and it's not going unnoticed.
Right.
It's not going unnoticed at all. So salute her on that. Salute to you, Miss Collins. So episode 13, we had the value of support with Mr. Sean Torrey.
That was really cool.
Yes, Sean came through. He brought his girls through. That was a cool experience.
Yeah.
They was having fun over there. What I'm saying, snacking up all the chips, but we enjoyed that company for sure.
Right.
And to him, we talked about supporting others. And Sean, I chose Sean personally for this one, because he always has supported me in things that I've done. Starting back from when I first met him back in college to, doing the stuff with the Crown Me parties, with the Enough Said stuff for the kids.
Yeah.
He's always supported, you know what I'm saying? And it's always random too. It's always one of those, you turn around and he's gonna walk through the door. You're like, oh, Sean, what you doing here, bro? I didn't know you even saw the flyer, but there, show love, helps out if he needs to. Even if it's only 30 minutes, he'll come show love, say what's up, take a picture, gone. But that support, him showing support to people is amazing. I salute him on that one for sure, man.
He's a really dependable person. If it's one of those type of situations where it's if there was nobody else, I could tell that he would be that one person at least to show up, at least for
support.
Some support. Whether it's short or long, he'll be there.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? He's going to show face. He's going to push his homie to the next level. I think one thing he said was, I may not see it, bro, but if you see the dream, I'm gonna root you on to go get it. Yeah. We have different visions, and he understood that, and I felt that was powerful. The idea that you have to step back and be like, I may not see his vision, but I'm gonna salute him on. I'm gonna cheer him on to go get it, because if he sees it, it must be there.
And and that's what that kind of hit me different, because it's there's a lot of people that as I go through my years of life, where it's just your dreams to me, I don't see it, but who am I to bring you down for that? Go get it.
Right.
Go get it. Do your best to find out if you'll really make it or not.
Right.
But, at least know that I'm not going to bring you down for whatever you're trying to achieve,
Right.
And there's not that many people out there for you. Out there like that,
Yes.
It's just a whole bunch of Debbie Downers on a parade that they're not really even involved in, though.
Yes.
So it's well, why can't you at least just send some positivity, whether it works or not? Why does it have to be negative? Why does it have to be non-supportive?
Right. No, that's real, bro. Look, you want to get deep, right?
Yeah.
I was just thinking as you was talking. So, because people don't accept people's dreams for what they are. For example, I come to you with a dream, and you're like, oh, it's not going to happen. I've seen 20 people try it. It's not going to happen, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because of that one makes you stop dreaming. And then two, here goes the deep part. It makes the world stop growing, because we're not speaking the dreams out into the world no more. We're holding them inside now because we're not letting them out, so we're not letting stuff manifest no more. You know, and it's like we have to speak those out, and people like him are necessary. I need to know that I can go to somebody and share an idea with, and he may not understand it fully, but he's gonna support me either way.
Right.
You know, and that's a true friend, true homie right there for sure.
And I feel like it comes like a fine line between like criticism and then not supporting the dream. You know, it's like, well, yeah, I'll spit my 2 cents and say like, well, or I'll ask you questions to see like, well, what about this workaround, or what about this hurdle? But I will help you brainstorm it.
Right.
Like, yeah, acknowledge what may be blocking your path, but also figure out how to get around it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's support.
Exactly.
Like, you know, we're on the football field. Hey, we got this big nose guard right here. How are we going to get around that? Rather than say, we can't stop him. You know?
No, that's truly real, bro. You know, because it's like a lot of people, they throw out the negative, but they don't give you a positive after that negative, or a positive to try to figure out that negative. You know, and that's 100% real. That's super duper solid, bro. So for Sean Torrey's quote, he actually quoted the poem Invictus. Sorry. And I'm gonna read it for you guys real quick for everybody who hasn't heard it. You should have heard it because you should listen to this episode. But if you haven't, I'm gonna let you hear it one more time. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutches of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried out loud. Other the bloodiness of chance, my hand is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scrolls. I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful poem, Invictus. If you haven't heard that poem, everybody should know that poem. Being a part of Divine Nine, we had to memorize that poem word for word and be able to write it and everything. So yeah, that's a very, very powerful poem. My favorite part about that poem is the last 2 lines. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Right.
You know.
Nothing can sway me except me.
Exactly. You know, nothing can sway me but me. So yeah. Solid quote, Sean. I appreciate you for that one for sure, brother.
And then just another quote thing, like nothing can sway me but me. But it also goes in the other side of like nobody's gonna push me but me. Like I am the captain of my soul.
And I'm the captain of my soul. You can't push me off a cliff. You know.
Or not even push me off the cliff. Like I'm the only one that can push myself forward at the end of the day. I have to make the decision to go forward.
That's real.
Like nobody can
guide my soul.
Yeah, nobody can guide me. Nobody can encourage me enough to move forward except for me. Like I can accept it, but I have to do something with it in order to move forward. Right. I feel like that's another thing where people kind of get caught up on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you need a support system, but you need to do something with that support system moving forward.
So. No, for real, I fully understand you on that one. You know, I'm the one who actually has to drive it. You know. So like you said, that's 100%. You can lead a horse to water if you can't make him drink. Right. You know, that's pure. I salute that. That's real. That's real. All right. So for our next one, we had Mr. Dean Barplanche, or Alexander, talking about confidence. And you know, Dean was perfect for confidence. You already know Newbie was confident. He was beyond confident.
He was chilling the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all could have seen the video, we're gonna get a video coming for y'all soon. But if you can see the video, you know what I'm saying? He was just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? He looked comfortable. He was just spitting knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Practiced the integrity for sure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I salute Dean for sure on that one. And I think what I really pulled out of his conversation was confidence comes with self-love. You know? And it's like, if you don't really love yourself, how can you be confident about yourself? Right. You know? And I found that really, really deep, you know? Because a lot of people put on the fake facade that they're quote-unquote confident, or I'm quote-unquote the happiest person alive and blah, blah. But then, like you said, the second they get home and close that door, they bust into tears and, you know. All this other shit. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what really stood out for me. And as I talk about it now and think about it, that was always the Dean I knew. You know, and that's why I see him so confident, because he loved himself so much and he was so comfortable around us that he could truly be himself. And I think that made his confidence skyrocket, you know, like really, really stand out for him, you know. So I really salute him on that one.
And it definitely helped me out. It just kind of planted that seed to where I was just thinking about it. It's just like, yo, it doesn't matter what everybody else is thinking as long as you like you. As long as you love you, then that energy will exude. You know, there's no mindset of confidence, but there's a mindset of self-love which exudes confidence. Right. Yeah.
Right, no, exactly. And that goes right back to the story he was telling about him just, you know, being himself and being a good person that he is. He ended up coming out with a gig like that almost. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what confidence can do for you. You know, just showing that self-love, really loving yourself. We talked about his clothes. You know what I'm saying? He dresses up confidently. He look good. He feel good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That help him walks with that confidence, you know.
Because he wants to. Because he loves
himself. He wants himself to look good because I want to feel good. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to look bummy, because if he looks bummy, he's going to feel upset that he looks bummy, and then now his confidence shot.
Right.
So he's like, okay, I'll make myself look good so my confidence can stay up there.
Right.
You know, so it all plays in. It all plays in. Working out, eating good. You know what I'm saying? Talk about his relationships. You know what I'm saying? His partner as of right now is talking confidence into him, making him feel good compared to partners in the past who are always trying to find his defects, trying to make him feel bad, and that can play major roles in your confidence. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I loved it. And then his quote, of course, a confident guy can only quote Gucci itself, Gucci 2 times. His quote is, "A man with no sauce is lost, but a man can get lost. A man can get lost in the sauce." Hold on.
It's like, a man with sauce can get lost in the sauce.
A man without sauce is lost, but a man can always get lost in the sauce. It's pretty much saying that if you're not doing nothing right now, you're lost. But as long as you're trying to do something, you can get lost in what you're doing, which is the sauce. Yeah. Something like that. Go find that Gucci album. I'm not sure which album it was.
We're gonna have to bring that back up when we talk about soul, though, because I think that's the excellent representation too.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? That's the extra representation on confidence too. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. If you out here don't know what sauce you about to eat, you know, somebody who's hungry is not a happy person. You know, somebody who doesn't know what they're about to eat is not a happy person. They're usually upset, angry, hangry, you know. So it's like, if I don't know what sauce I'm about to dip into, that man is lost, he's upset, he's not confident because he's just wandering around the world. But a man who's trying to get lost in some type of sauce, he's carrying a little extra confidence with him, because now he at least knows where he's going, has a direction. You know what I'm saying? Feel like, okay, at least I'm walking towards something. You know, and that can make you walk with your head a little higher, you know what I'm saying? So
you're looking for some beacon of light. Least, you know?
You believe, you have that faith. That faith is starting to grow. You know what I'm saying? That I'm walking towards something, and something's there now.
Right.
You know, amen to that. And then last but not least, we had Miss Cammie. And Cammie was talking about equality in education. And hers actually was it was pretty deep to me. Because
I didn't expect it to go that deep.
I didn't expect it either, you know what I'm saying? Cammie, one, she caught me off guard a few ways, you know. One, I haven't really spoke to Cammie like face to face in a while. We checked up on each other. But then you know, one, she took notes.
That was crazy.
I was like, okay, she actually has notes. She has a definition. She knows what she's going to talk about. And that really made me feel good, personal, as just like a podcast host, because, okay, she actually taking us serious, you know?
Right.
So I saluted her on that. And then two, you know, once we started diving into like what equality in education is, it started to like just start pointing toward the educational system all over the place.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, I see what you're doing, Cam, and I salute you on that one, because... yeah.
You know, and I feel like I'm glad we had her for that teaching conversation, because it was just like, that's the difference between the teachers that are there for a paycheck rather than people that's actually trying to help the next generation grow and expand their minds.
Exactly. Like, no, I always salute somebody when I hear oh yeah, I was the marketing head of this and I was the PR there. She was doing some big stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But something about teaching was calling her, and it was like, man, nah, I want to go help these younger generations because there's bad representation in there.
Yeah.
And I need to go show a good face, you know, to change it different, to make a girl feel better about herself in school.
Not alone.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
You know, and she took her experiences and said, I'm gonna make it work. You know, I'm gonna make it work. And I guess it takes it back to, you remember Robots from Disney?
Yes.
What was the main line the guy said? See a need, feel a need.
I think so.
Yes. So see a need, feel a need. She's seen the need for more teachers of color, faculty of color inside the school systems, and she went in and filled that need. You know, and went and did what she could do to
help the kids of color, but everybody at the same time.
Everybody at the same time, because then she was talking about the book she was explaining. And she was like, yes, the book is probably based around white people, but then, you know, let's hit them with the question to make the kids think a little more. And, you know, now I'm not only helping the African Americans, but I'm helping all the kids now because I got them all thinking outside the box. You know, so yes, I salute her on that one for sure, bro.
And you know, hold on, I just found this. What was it? Yep, there we go. I found this post. And kind of just helping, like, along that topic of, like, the representation of color, but just everybody in general. It was like, loneliness does not come from having no people around you, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to you.
Yes. Yes.
Making sure people have a voice no matter who they are or who they're around. You know?
Yes. No, and that's really, really real because, you know, a lot of people feel that because I can't talk to somebody, then, you know, or because they don't see that's important to me, you know, I don't want to share it now, you know, and it's kind of like we have to learn to step back and be like, this person's come to me for a reason, let me treat it like this is important, and let me not just shoo it off, or make it seem like it's something little when it's big to them.
Because just because I don't understand it doesn't mean that they can't express what they have, you know?
Right.
And it's like shutting them down. It's like, it's not always just about you and your head. Like, like you said, take that step back and acknowledge where they're coming from and trying to see where they're coming from. And
Exactly.
I feel like you will earn a lot more knowledge than you think you have, you know what I mean?
Yes, no, and that's real because that goes back to, she actually said in her conversation, the kids weren't clicking one day. They weren't like really absorbing, and she can tell there was a vibe wrong. So she said, you know what, let me stop teaching, sit everybody in a circle, and let's talk about what's going on with life. And I'm sure that probably raised the vibration of the classroom times 20. You know, kids probably walked out there feeling better about school than ever felt. You know what I'm saying? The idea that, you know, somebody who they feel is just there to teach them is actually caring and actually truly there for them, you know?
It's not like, it's not just a home thing, it's a school thing. Like, that's, while they're gaining mental intelligence, they're also gaining emotional intelligence through her, and that's something that is very scarce nowadays unless you just go to a therapy. But when you're supposed to be going to school and you're put in a social environment for that reason, how are you not supposed to be educating kids on their emotional intelligence?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And, you know, she's tapping all of that, you know. So like we said in the interview, you know, she's gonna be a very legendary teacher for sure. By the time she finishes, all the kids are gonna love her for sure. And then the quote that she had from her interview was, "Love challenges, be intrigued by mistakes, enjoy effort, keep on learning." You know, and that's just beautiful in all of it. You know what I'm saying? Love the challenges. You know, see what mistake you were and be intrigued by it. Learn from your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the effort that you're putting in right now. Enjoy the process.
Right.
And then just keep on learning. You should learn something new every single day. Every single day you should learn something new.
Right.
Yes, every single day. So yeah, man. So random question for you, brother, man.
Yeah.
So out of everything that we did, out of all 3 seasons, we did 15 episodes. I just want to know, like, what is your number one thing that you kind of took from this whole experience? And it ain't even got to be something about the episode, just the whole podcast experience in general. What's the number one thing you took from it?
I would say, you know, one thing I took from it was just the confidence in having dreams in the first place and then pursuing them, because that can actually happen. Like everybody that we talked to mostly had a dream, like a thought, like a urge, a desire to reach for whatever they want, and they're actively pursuing it and it's manifesting. So why can't it happen for me? And we're doing this right now as we speak. Right. So it was just, what I took from it was just a comfort in, you know, things may take time, but as long as we're actively pursuing it, everything's going to be okay by the end of the day. Right. You know, exactly. And having the confidence within myself that we're spreading a good message, and that's all I've ever wanted to do in the first place. So I'm going to keep doing that. It just brought forth it solidified the drive to keep doing what I'm doing. Right.
Know? Understandable.
Yeah.
I'll feel you on that one. I like that.
What would you say for you?
For me, I would probably say there's probably a few things. One would be I want to say the power of overthinking. It played I feel it played a good part in all of this, because, you know, from start to finish, I felt that no show went the exact way I thought it was going to go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No show flowed the direction I thought it was going to flow. You know, only thing I knew about every show was it was going to be a good show. And that was literally all I walked in with. But, you know, I felt that on my side, you know, one, I overthought asking certain people to be guests. Like, you know, for some reason I was nervous to ask Brandon. And it's like, man, that's my brother. Why am I overthinking asking him, you know?
Right.
Or asking Mario and them. Like, I overthought certain people to ask, I felt. Overthought the shows afterwards sometimes. I feel a lot of the guests came in, you know, and they were expecting, you know, I'm going to throw the light in their face in a dark room, and I'm going to question them like we have police. And, you know, by the time they were done with the interview, they're like, oh, that wasn't bad at all. I was like, yeah, you know, we all overthought it, you know, and I felt that overthinking is crazy. It's crazy, the power of overthinking over just doing too much, you know. So I guess with that, I'll lead into just like, you know, don't overthink and just dive in. Right. You know, just go ahead and get started to it.
I would say, like, believing in the faith of adaptability. Because, I mean, the time where we was about to record and the Focusrite went out.
Right, yeah.
Or, you know, we were thinking about hooking up the mixer to do the Zoom calls, and it's like, yeah, that's probably not working, let's just do this or do that. It was always, you know, we hit a wall, but we have to flow and maneuver our way around it, and it's still okay.
No, and that's everything too. That's, you know, recording areas, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes record it here, we gotta go to other people's houses, you know, drive, you know, times mixed up sometimes. Like, we went through everything, but we had to adapt and just make it work, you know? Just make it work, man. So, and I think the last thing I'll take away is support of others. You know, I just want to shout out everybody that did an episode for show. You know, like, it was always to the point of every time I asked somebody for an interview, they're like, me? Why me? You know, and be like, bro, I see good traits in you. You know, and I think that's one thing that's been helping me do too. I've been seeing a lot of I'm looking for the good now in people. I'm not looking at all the negatives. I'm looking for, my first question when I talk to somebody is like, what can I interview you for? Right. You know, how can I get you on the podcast? You know, so I'm to the point that everybody has a story, and, you know, if you just respect others, value others, cherish others, you can go a long way.
You're gonna lift others and be lifted yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Live through them, and they'll live through you. You know what I'm saying? So no, I truly salute that, bro.
Which I feel perfectly segues into what we're about to talk about now,
which is
what's coming next.
Yes, sir. What's coming to the table? All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I just want you guys to try to sit there and just try to understand a little bit. So the first 15 episodes were more of a test for us. You know, we were trying to see what worked, what didn't work. That's why, you know, some of the episodes varied a little bit. Times vary. You know, every guest is different, of course. We want to keep everything as unique as possible. So we want to start now bringing out more seasons to you guys to give you guys more variety to choose from, of course. But we're not going to run the seasons such as like a TV show on Netflix saying season 1, season 2, and they're going to go back to back to back. It's going to be more like a playlist, to the point of, you know, you're going to have your playlist of this, playlist of that. And as we're talking about, I'm just going to give you better examples. So, for example, This first season has been the season of attitude and mindsets. So that's been our first 15 episodes, and that's been our like positive mental attitude traits. We will still add on to the first season of stuff to come. But then season 2, we're going to turn to appreciation and gratitude and talk about the value of appreciation with others. Season 3, we're going to turn into self-awareness, and we're going to talk about some deep questions. My favorite topic, what's holding me back? Y'all not ready for that,
That's
though.
going to be a good one.
Yes, season 4, I'm still trying to come up with a name for it, but I want to do some TV comparisons, talk about some anime shows, some Disney shows, what I learned growing up watching Disney Channel, what I'm learning growing up with this, basketball heroes, favorite, who knows? We can run with anything with stuff like that. 5, we're going to do some business interviews, of course. I'm going to call that the season of earning. 6 is going to be the season of community, so I'm going to talk about community issues, talking to community leaders, talk about some major things that we need to talk about in life in general, being human beings in life. Number 7, I want to do a deeper dive, so I'm going to bring back some of your favorite guests, let them go a little deeper dive to the conversation, such as Antera with Energy or Bro Trivion McKenzie talking about music production.
Yeah, creative mindsets too.
Mm-hmm. And then season 8, I want to talk about the season of the heart. And with that, I'm going to bring you with a little more artsy stuff. So we're going to get some poetry going. We're going to get some...
Can't wait for that one.
Yeah, some spoken word, deep stories with a deep lesson, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into stuff like that. And then I'm going to add another season in. I want to call it Just Diving In. And I want to do that with some of the young kids. So some of these young entrepreneurs blowing up, some of these young people making a move.
Yeah.
My nieces and nephews, you know what I'm saying? I got my mentee coming on for one episode, so.
And pull Naya because she's doing her nail thing.
Yep, exactly.
Cosmetology.
Yep, exactly. I got Jessica Brothers lined up, so we got things rolling for sure. So, like I said, the season's going to work more like a playlist, so we will drop an episode every Monday, but, one Monday episode is not going to be the same type of topic as the last Monday's episode. To give you more variety, give you more to look forward to. And yes, of course, I always want to end every episode with saying my appreciation to all you guys.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you a million times. Thank you for everybody that's been rocking with us. We have a lot of big things coming up with the future seasons. We're going to try to get some live casts going, some group interviews going, some little more deeper conversations going. And we're going to switch it up. We're going to start to get some raffles going.
Yes.
Yep. Watch out for the Just Keep Swimming shirts coming soon. Just Keep Swimming merch, however you want to call that.
Merchandise, bro.
Yes, sir. The
no
good
gambles.
goods. Yes, so all that is on the way. So make sure you stay tuned to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. And you already know we're going to be back with you next Monday, no question, starting one of the new seasons. I can't even tell you what's to come because I got so much lined up. My mouth is watering and I don't know what to eat first. So we just going to dive right into this bad boy. But Donovan, you already know, bro. I was going to say thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Yes. Any new music coming out?
I'm actually, after this episode, I'm gonna show you the sample I'm looking at right now. But I think I've been going back into the classical music and Baroque music more specifically.
Okay.
Since that's the era I like to, that's Bach, Handel, all of that. But I feel like there's going to be some really good samples to choose from, and then I'm gonna see what I can do with it,
Yes, sir.
So that's what's coming up for the most part. But other than that, just kind of taking my time. You can't rush talent. You can't rush art,
Right. No, I feel you, bro. Salute you on that one, man. It's gonna be solid, man. I'm hyped up to hear it for sure, man. So, you already know, bro. Appreciate you for being here. We're gonna get to ready going. We're gonna get right to the studio right after this is over. And then everybody out there listening, I just want to say I appreciate you guys for rocking with us for so long. If you haven't yet, please share, please subscribe. Any questions, any shout outs, any comments, concerns, any more episode ideas you want to send out to us, send that to jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And we'll make sure to get back to you right away. And everybody out there listening, I just want to say have a great day, an amazing afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember, just keep swimming.
Splish splash, just keep swimming. If you ain't moving, you about to crash.
If you ain't moving, you're losing, baby.